Silence is powerful, but only after we regret speaking. Welcome back to The Art of Not Knowing. This channel is not about learning new ideas. It is about noticing why ideas we already agree with fail to show up when life actually tests us. Today, we are going to talk about silence. Not the silence of meditation, not the silence of wisdom quotes, but the silence that disappears exactly when we need it most. Almost everyone has said this sentence at least once. If I had stayed silent for a few seconds, this situation would not have become so ugly. We say it after arguments, after sending messages we can't delete, after raising our voice, after hurting someone we didn't intend to hurt. Silence always arrives after the damage. Let me tell you about three people, not special people, just ordinary. Aman worked in a normal office. He was not aggressive, not loud. People often described him as mature. During lunch breaks, he gave advice. Don't react immediately. Silence is the strongest response. Arguments are not worth it. He believed this. One afternoon, during a meeting, his manager casually said, "We'll need to recheck Aman's part. There were some gaps." It wasn't shouted, it wasn't insulting, but it was public. Aman felt something tighten inside his chest. His mind started speaking quickly. She could have said this privately. "Everyone will think I messed up. If I don't respond now, I'll look weak." This was the moment. Nothing had happened yet. Silence was possible, but silence demanded something difficult. It demanded that Aman accept discomfort. So he spoke, not angrily, but defensively, explaining, justifying, adding more words than necessary. The room changed. No one argued, but something subtle shifted. Respect didn't increase. It reduced. On the way home, Aman replayed the scene. Every sentence, every tone, and the thought appeared quietly. I should have stayed silent. Not because he was wrong, but because his words did not help him. Silence would have. That evening, Aman reached home tired. His wife, Neha, asked a simple question. "Why do you look so irritated lately?" It wasn't an accusation, just concern. But Aman was already full. The pressure from the meeting had not left his body. He replied sharply, "I'm tired. Can we not analyze everything?" Neha went silent. Not the powerful kind, the hurt kind. Later, a man realized something uncomfortable. He had advised silence to others, but when life touched him, he forgot everything. Silence is easy when we are calm. It becomes impossible when our image feels threatened, when our ego feels exposed, when our emotions demand expression. In those moments, speaking feels like relief, but relief is not resolution. A few days later, something similar happened. Another meeting, another comment. The same tightening in Aman's chest. This time, something different happened. He noticed the feeling, not the words, not the person, the feeling. He didn't become wise. He still wanted to speak. Instead, he waited. No explanation, no defense. The meeting moved on. Nothing dramatic happened, and that was the point. Later that night, Neha said something small. "I feel like you're always tense." Aman felt the urge to explain, to justify, to speak, but he remembered the meeting, so he stayed quiet. Not forever, just long enough to listen. And for the first time in days, the conversation did not turn into an argument. Silence is not the absence of words. Silence is the delay between feeling and action. It is the space where anger does not get permission to speak. It is not weakness, it is restraint. And restraint is a form of strength most people admire, but few practice. We fail because silence costs something. It costs ego. It costs immediate satisfaction. It costs the illusion of control. Until we are willing to pay that cost, we don't really know silence. We only talk about it. The next time you feel words rushing forward, before speaking, before typing, before reacting, stay quiet for a few seconds, not to suppress yourself, but to see yourself, because silence that arrives before regret is not accidental. It is practiced. If this felt familiar to you, reflect on one honest question. Was silence harder than speaking? And if you're willing, share your experience in the comments. Not to be right, not to impress, but to become aware. This is the art of not knowing. We listen until action changes.